Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of Real Chill Conversation. We're talking about plastic surgery today, guys. So get your wine, get your tea, get your coffee, and we're about to have an amazing conversation about lipo, tummy tucks, all of the above. So, who wants to, I guess, jump in? Let's talk about plastic surgery, how you guys feel about it, would you get it, what celebrities that you love that already have got plastic surgery that, you like. Let's start chatting, guys. Plastic surgery.
Well, I can start. I was looking at Candy from Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Okay. I
Is
like
that
her.
it? Is
I,
that the show? T?
yes.
Okay. So I was actually watching how she was getting her she wanted her breasts reduced. So I was actually watching her episode on that, and I mean they look real good. They look real good.
Yeah. I
And
wouldn't
she was
mind getting my
talking
breast
about,
done.
huh?
I said I wouldn't mind getting my breast done. It's not something
Baby,
I would
I know
get right
that's real,
away.
baby.
What'd you say, T?
I said, I know that's real, baby. Plump me up, he says.
I know that's all I'm saying. Just give me a little. That's
I
all I
don't
Look,
need is
want no more. I want to
Yeah.
get mine
No.
reduced.
Yeah. No.
I want to get
Give
mine
give
reduced.
give me a bigger size. Maybe my butt's good. It's nice. Maybe plump that up a little bit too. But my breast, give me a bigger size.
I
I
was
mean, I
looking
don't know if I want a bigger size. Maybe.
Well,
Maybe.
T, because you're blessed. That's all I can say. Some of
Yeah,
us
okay. I
in
don't
the
know if
itty
I
bitty committee is not always blessed. Okay, you
want.
know, pass them my way, and I won't complain.
Look, I used to complain though. That's why I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't.
Yeah, yeah.
I I was watching the show and she got hers reduced, but they look real nice. And she just went over the whole process of how it was done. The doctor was even, you know, telling her, hey, this is what we can do and stuff like that. But anyway, like through the show, she was just speaking about how most people like are scared sometimes to get plastic
Mhm.
surgery or get something done to their body. But if more celebrities were to talk about it and stuff, and I guess a lot of people stay quiet when they get work done. What y'all think?
Yeah, I
Not
think so
anymore.
too.
I don't think
Well,
so not anymore. Now, there was a time that I think people
you're
did say,
right, T. Mm-hmm.
not
Yeah.
anymore.
Mm-mm. I
You
can
don't
say
think
that.
so?
I can say back in the day, maybe people were ashamed, but now I would say maybe 2020, 2021, a lot of people are coming out more like K Michelle. She came out, you know, about her having surgery and she looks great. I can say like when maybe little Kim was getting her surgery and stuff done, it wasn't as big,
Right.
but now everybody is getting it. Like even on TikTok, I was watching the other day, somebody was getting like their lips done, you know. So it's a big thing around.
Well, Kylie Jenner, I think her lips change a lot, but she
Mm-hmm.
said she didn't at first. She said she
Because she was
didn't have.
probably ashamed of it. Some people don't want to say, "Oh, I went out and spent thousands of dollars to get my lips done, or a tummy tuck, or a butt lift." Especially when it comes to the butt, like when the butt shots. Remember, everybody was getting butt shots.
Yes,
They
but
didn't want to say they was getting butt shots, but they were getting butt shots. Like, how your butt so big? You get butt shots? No, it's natural, girl. No, it's not. You were getting a
Dwayne,
butt shot.
Dwayne,
What? I'm being honest.
I'm about to be honest. I'm about to be honest too. I just, there's so many things that I feel if we as women would just have conversations about and
Hmm.
be more candid about it, we can start erasing the stigma. Okay,
Yeah.
so I mean, I wouldn't advise this to my 19-year-old self, but at the time, the dude that I was you know, he was like my first real long-term relationship, and my oldest son's dad. I knew he liked a certain body type, and mine just wasn't it. I mean, I just was just a stick.
Okay. You didn't have that body yada yada.
I have the body. I
I
have the
just want
body.
to know, you know.
I didn't have the body today. So, a friend of mine who happened to be a nurse, she was opening up a med spa. So she was doing a lot of these non-surgical treatments. So the non-surgical butt lift, I've done that. I've done
Okay.
the liquid lipo, the cavitation on your stomach and on the upper arms, and on your neck.
Yeah.
And I'm into year 12 of my boobs. I had to have my boobs done. That's the
Oh
only
wow.
that's the only regret that I have, is that I wish I went I wish I actually went a little bit smaller instead of letting the doctor talk me into going bigger, because I'm like, I'm not in LA, and in LA they love that big fake, you know, tits look. Like they want to,
Yeah.
it should be obvious.
So Brenda, what's bigger? Like
So,
a D, a F?
so
A C is big to me.
So I'm I went from a 32B to a 32 double D.
Dang. Okay.
So I
So,
mean,
Brenda,
Yeah.
yeah.
did you start off? I mean, what made you decide to do that? Was it based off of him not liking the body type, or what made you kind of want to even do that?
It was kind of like the revenge body attitude, the revenge body, you know, this is what you're missing out on that you don't get to see or enjoy anymore. So when you come pick up your son, and I'm like, bam, in my little
Okay. So
shirt and
you're
my
sitting up high
shorts.
for him. Okay.
Right.
Cool.
And so that's why I say I wish I could have told my 19-year-old self, you know, girl, go get them double D's for you, honey.
Yeah.
You know, not for the sake of him or wanting to make him jealous or anything like that. But other than that, I haven't had anything surgically done to enhance my body. And that butt lifting, that treatment, it works. It's made a significant difference, especially if you've noticed that your butt is starting to flatten, is not as
Or
tight
droop.
and up, yeah, that you'd like for it to be. And you're like, well, I do all these squats and I'm doing lunges, like I want to tighten it up. That non-invasive butt lift will definitely do it. I mean, it really, they're like working hard and sculpting, and
Okay.
it's worth it, I think.
That's it. Because that's what I said I wanted to get was a butt lift. Because I do squats, but I'm like,
Yeah.
mine is. It's like I'm thick. I am thick, guys, but it's round. But it's like still has that little droop, and I want to just stick up. You know, have that Megan Thee Stallion booty. You know, that Juices booty, that Georgia Peach booty, that mwah booty. That's what I want. So I said I wanted to get that, and then I wanted to get a tummy tuck as well. Because after having children, you want to get right. So, oh, and then my arms. I said I wanted to get my arms done. So that's
Yeah,
about
I
it.
definitely want to get my arms done as well, and I think I want to do the BBL. I'm in between. Let's see if I want to do the BBL or if I want to go with the tummy tuck first and then the lipo.
Yeah.
Um, I feel because it'll define my body better. But I
Mm.
mean, some people do it. I guess sometimes it be a mental thing. Sometimes it could just it can become an addiction too. Sometimes,
Yeah.
because sometimes you'd be like, well, I got this done, but it doesn't look how
Mhm.
exactly I wanted for it to
Hmm.
look. So then you go back and get something else done, and then you look in the mirror again, and you be like, okay, so what? Maybe I need to go back and get this fixed.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
but I'm ready.
Dominique.
And if y'all want to go through that journey with me, I'm
Oh, I
down
am.
with it. because
I'm gonna go on a journey with you. I already said I wanted to
definitely
get a tummy
thinking
tuck.
about it. I'm thinking about it. And I guess a lot of people like would tell me, girl, you don't want to do that because this, that, and this is happening with the BBL and this is happening. But I think it's all who you go to, and
Yeah,
like you got to do your research. You can't just
yeah,
like I do my research. I do. And y'all hear me say that a lot, but I do
yeah.
because I want to go to somebody that's good. And I think a lot of people hold back sometimes, and that could save other people like from going to doctors that are not going to get the job done.
Exactly. That's gonna mess you up.
Right.
So Dominique, who you have in mind? I guess when you get your surgery done or your plastic surgery, who you trying to go to?
Okay, so this is the case.
Oh
I was
Lord.
looking at Dr. William Miami. Like
Okay.
he's very good here in the United States. But then like I be seeing people they go like overseas or like to
Mhm.
Colombia or
Or
Dominican
Brazil.
Republic, and then they be coming back looking marvelous.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what? I was watching, that's what I meant to say earlier, because when I was watching the show, she was actually saying how in the United States of America, is a certain amount of fat that they can remove from your body versus
Why is
if
that? Why is that?
I don't know, but
Oh, that's
I
weird.
don't know if there's stipulations, but because in the United States they do have a
Mhm.
stipulation of how much fat they can remove from you. But these ladies that are going to Colombia, Dominican Republic, like all these
Mhm.
places, I think these places don't have a limitation on how much fat they can get out of you. So their waist,
Oh.
would be looking snatched,
Well,
honey.
snatch the fat out of me.
Snatch my waist, baby.
I know, snatch my waist.
That's what I said. I
But
don't know.
also some doctors may want you to keep coming back to them too in the States to make their money. So that could be a reason why they may take some out and not take all of it out. So they will make you want to come back to them. So no.
True.
Yeah.
That's a really great point, Edwina, because when I was just going through
Oh,
and kind of
wait, Brenda. I'm sorry. Can you mute your mic,
yes.
Edwina? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Go ahead, Brenda. I just
Okay.
wanted to make sure.
Okay. I forgot what I was gonna say. Done lost my train of thought. It'll come back to me.
It's okay, honey.
Girl, don't
Yes.
have no senior citizen moment out here. We live.
I
You can't be doing
know,
that on
right?
live.
Done froze up. Like, wait, what'd she say? But it made me think of something, and I can't remember what it was.
No, I was saying that,
Oh,
sometimes
oh, oh!
doctors.
I remember.
I got you, girl. I'm gonna get you right on track.
Thank you.
Okay, let me mute.
Thank you. Okay. There's a lot of women that have done. If you watch YouTube videos and you search certain celebrities and things like that, they talk about their round 2 or their round 3 of getting their body done. Now, one of my friends that owns one of those med spas here, she just got hers done a year and 2 months ago, right? Why a month and a half ago, 6 weeks ago, she just went for round 2 because she felt like her butt wasn't big enough. And so she was posting pictures on Instagram, and it was really saddening to me, not because she went for getting the 360 lipo and having the BBL and all of that, but people were like cracking jokes at, oh, your tummy tuck scar. And she's like, but I didn't even have a tummy tuck, you idiot. I had lipo. Like you're going to have puncture marks. You're going to have wounds. You're going to have some scars. So it's not like it's just, you get up from the table and they take out the drains and then you look like Black Barbie. It doesn't work like that. And unfortunately, for some people, I guess they're not getting the results that they want, either because the doctor doesn't listen, or you've just got so many doctors trying to get in so many jobs per day, so they can make that money. But if I'm going to invest in something like that, which is something I'll never say never, but I'd want to know that, okay, I want to be one and done, because it looks very painful. It looks like it hurts. And I don't like pain. I don't like pain.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, Brenda. Hey, Nat. Hey, girl.
Catch
Hey,
me
guys.
up.
How you doing? Yeah, we're just talking about, plastic surgery. We saw you joining us. Love your hair, girl.
Thank you.
That's cute. I like that. I like the braids.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Braid gang.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what were you saying, Brenna? It looks very painful.
I was saying that when women have talked about they go through the 360 lipo and the BBL, I said a friend of mine just had hers done like a year and 2 months ago for round one. And then she did 6 weeks ago, she went back to the same doctor for round two because she didn't feel like she got enough of what she wanted. I'm like, your stomach is on flat, 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 flat. Like titties look good because she didn't even do implants. He injected the fat from the lipo into her breast. So hers are like look super natural, but they're very, nice and full.
Mm-hmm.
And she wanted more in the ass, and she said she didn't want any hip dips, so she wanted that area to be filled out. But she's like, no lie, like it hurts, like it's like pain you've never felt before. And then as your body is starting to recover and heal, she's like, you itch everywhere because your nerves are starting to regenerate. And so that's what I was saying. Nat, that's what you caught the tail end of. I was like, it looks like it's pretty painful. And I don't do that well with pain, but I'm certain, of course, they provide you with medications to help manage that pain and the inflammation and all of that.
Yep.
So when do y'all feel like too many surgeries is enough? Like when do you feel like you shouldn't go over a certain amount of surgeries? Because your friend Brenda, shouldn't you tell her say, hey, you have had these many surgeries, you don't want to stop?
Well, okay, so this is someone that didn't work in corporate America. She didn't have a corporate job. She worked in a club. She worked in many clubs around the city of Atlanta. And so for her, she felt like she needed to have a certain body type so she could take home X amount of dollars every day. Like she had a plan in her mind, and she used that money from dancing to be able to purchase her commercial space for her salon. And so if she's buying into the fantasy that men are looking for, or even women that are looking for when they go to the strip clubs, then that's what she wants to go ahead and give them, because she feels like she is the walking billboard. She is the business card. She's like, who else to better, talk about this and recovery from it? And Cardi B went and got her faja from her, the last time Cardi had her procedure done. So, it's not up to me to tell you that it's too much, because if it's bringing you joy, if you're happy, then I don't see the problem. But if after you've identified your problem areas and you've addressed them and you've had them taken care of, and it's like, okay, everything on the list is checked, but you still are having an issue, then I think you have that body dysmorphia syndrome. Then I think you have a real problem with what you see in the mirror.
I was going to say that. I don't know if it's addictive or if people just keep seeing things they want to keep changing and keep changing and keep changing. But it's just like some women I have noticed that it's like you can't tell if they just, enjoy, or they're just kind of like getting a rush from doing these things, or if they're actually seeing something that they don't like when they keep changing and keep changing. It's like, just leave yourself alone at this point, but maybe.
And Natalie,
You're unhappy.
I'll say that back in the days, technology was not so advanced as it is now. So people who got surgery like 20 years ago probably, looks a lot different from someone who got surgery like a year ago. So I think that makes a difference too. And because they're getting so advanced in it, people actually go back and be like, hey, I can get this better. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that they already had something done in the past, but it was just not done the right way. I think doctors learn as they go too. When it comes to plastic surgery, they just keep getting better and better.
That's the thing too. Like, how do you go about choosing your surgeon?
Research.
Yeah, we were
Because
just
that's
talking
what
about
I've
that
been
with
doing.
Dominique. Dominique been doing research on it. She was talking about a doctor in Miami and what was it? Like, would you say Brazil and Dominica?
Um,
I think.
Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
would
half the
need a
time, I
referral.
think we watch celebrities and see who they went to, and then most people go there.
hmm
They
But
just
they
follow
don't
the
really
celebrity.
share it though. That's the thing. They don't really share it. Like
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
information, I haven't heard too many people share where they go. Or like some doctors, they'll get your job done and they'll be like, hey, do you want to take pictures? A lot of people I notice that they don't include themselves in those pictures because for some reason, I don't know. Everybody has their own personal reason why. But yes, like I had a coworker actually that I used to work with. And baby, when I'm telling you, she went to DR and came back snatched. She did.
Snatch, snatch.
Girl, she did.
Such a risk.
Yes, she looked.
That's such
She
a
She
did,
risk.
looked
T.
good. She looked good. I
She
promise
looked
you.
good.
Yes, she looks good. And a lot of jobs that I've seen here in Atlanta, I'd be like, why it looks so different? Because I wanted to
Hmm.
know why the job in the United States looked so different from other countries. So that was my little research.
Somebody said here, as far as in the Atlanta area, I think he's pretty popular on Instagram, and he's made his appearances on different reality shows that have filmed and or taped in Atlanta. Dr. Curves, and the girl that I know that was going about getting her stuff done was like, anytime anybody comes to me and says, hey, they're going to Dr. Curves, she's like, I tell them no. No. It's like you want to support because he's a Black plastic surgeon, but his work is garbage and always needs to have a revision. And there's just too much proof of his work looking terrible for him to either take his ass back to class and try again, sir. Because this ain't gonna do it. We don't go spend $35,000. You got me looking like a lumpy, doll that I made in third grade.
But see, now Brenda is cheaper though. Now it's cheaper. Like you
But
can
would you
literally
want to
get a
go
tummy
cheaper
tuck.
though? I would. I would be scared of the ones that are cheap.
Uh, I, I,
Exactly.
okay, Natalie, that's what I was thinking about.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
35,000 is a
you may
lot
have
though.
you
A
may
lot of
have one
money.
thigh bigger than another thigh.
And the 35,000 is the 360 lipo, it's the BBL, it's the breast augmentation, it's the tightening, it's up under here, it's the sculpting, and then the ab etching, like all those things. I mean, that's the kind of price tag that you're talking about. So the less you do, of course, the less expensive it's going to be. But when you're in the office, it's like when you go to buy a new car and you're in the dealership and you just like, oh, I just want X, Y, and Z. But then they show you the car that has this one has the CD changer that's got, and then you're like, oh, let me go, now I want that one. And then you have buyer's remorse because here you are, everybody else 1 month post-op is in the club looking nice and they Fashion Nova, and you can't even leave the house without your faja on. Like, that don't make no sense.
Well, I'm gonna have my faja on when I get my BBL, and I'm gonna show y'all my faja.
I will support you. I will support you on that.
But Mr. William was also saying, well, he's a doctor, he's a surgeon, a plastic surgeon, but he was saying also that some people, like, they used to do it the wrong way. Like, they would have lipo first and then get a tummy tuck, and then that didn't work. So what he found out through the years to get better results is have the tummy tuck first and then go back and do the lipo, which makes sense. Makes sense to me.
Yeah, that's why I said I want to get my tummy tuck first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Especially if you want to have a smoother result, I would think that you would need to have that done. But then there's, there's certain requirements too. Like some doctors say you have to weigh at least 150 pounds. And so,
Yeah, that's true.
girls are eating their way to having enough fat to be sucked out than to be redistributed to getting your BBL, and then they back in the gym, and now they back down to 125. So
Damn. I'm not a candidate.
Yeah, I feel like once you get your body done, you have to go to the gym, and you can't just be eating everything just because, okay, I got surgery, now I can eat whatever I want. No, it doesn't work like that, because maybe the fat won't go to like the places they took fat out of, but you'll notice the fat in other places, like your chin, or, definitely don't want it in your chin.
Yeah, a double chin. Have a double chin. But that reminds me of have you ever watched the show 600 Pounds and More, something like that?
Mm-hmm.
So I know it's like a little off topic, but it has to do with surgery. But they'll get surgery done, lose all that fat, and then still continue to eat and get big, and then get mad. I'm like, well, what's the point of you having the surgery?
That's the one. That's the one with the old doctor. He's kind of shrunken and hunched over, but he makes them like, oh, you didn't lose any weight today. I don't think we can do the surgery.
Yeah, that's my show. I like them. And the fat people can't get out of bed, and they order in Uber Eats from their window. One guy had a pail out his window. I guess his mom said, I'm not ordering no more food. He was like, bump that. He put a pail out his window. He was rolling the food up in his window from Uber Eats.
Oh.
Because he couldn't get out his bed. But I'm like, you 600 pounds. You got somebody wiping your little nasty butt.
Well, how does he use the bathroom? Because one episode was like, the doctor was like, I can smell the feces. It's stuck to your skin.
I know.
Like,
exactly.
Ew.
Well, they have people at their house, I guess, like their mom, their sister, their brother, to take care of them, but they're stuck in the bed. Like, it's horrible. And then you ordering food. They get mad when somebody don't bring you the food, but they're trying to help you lose weight.
No, I'm going to the gym. I get any type of surgery on my body, I'm going to the gym.
And that's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do, Dominique. But it just reminds me of the show, because I'm like, these people, they get surgery. They lose the weight. They get the surgery, and then they go back home and they start eating again, and they get big. So what was the point? You see?
Yeah. That's
just dumb to me. Exactly.
Yeah.
What about some of the after surgery care? I notice a lot of people say, oh, well, maybe it looks like this because they didn't take the steps to do all the after surgery care. So I'm confused about that. I think I saw somebody offering certain services as like a roller thing to like help move something around in there.
To help push the fluid out. Yeah.
That's very important. I think that's a big part of your aftercare. Like, you definitely want to get at least some massages, or think about going somewhere and or letting someone else do it, even, because you got to get that fluid, or if not,
you can't just turn and say, baby, rub my butt for me.
It's
Not specialized.
it's crucial because both of the
Nella,
girls that
you're funny.
I know that have it, like they have videos on their pages and it shows them doing the post-op lymphatic massages, and you see the fluids oozing out of all the lipo holes. You see the fluids collecting in the drains in their
Brenna.
body. Yeah.
Brenna, Brenna,
The way
Brenna, I
she's
want to have
saying
surgery
it
one
is
day, so don't
like
do that to me. I know.
oozing
It's oozing out. Please don't do that, Brenna. Let's make a song. It's oozing out. Yeah, Brenna, I had to stop you on that one because I
Like,
don't want to know what that's like.
babe, not tonight, babe. I'm leaking. I'm leaking.
I'm licking in the wrong spot for you. It's not the right spot today.
My elbows and my knees. My thighs is leaking.
It's wet for the wrong reasons. Yeah. Let me stop.
So how long is the recovery process like after a breast job? Like, can you just boom pop out, or does it change for everybody? Have y'all heard anything about that?
So you weren't on yet, Nat, when we were going around and we were talking about it, and I said that, you know, I said I've done non-surgical procedures, but the only surgical procedure that I had was a boob job, the breast augmentation. I, at the time, was working radio, morning show, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. I had my surgery the day before, really early in the morning. I was able to get home and get in my bed at like 11:30 that morning, and I slept all night until the next day. And I don't know how I did it. Maybe it was the pain medicine, but I went to work and I did that morning show. But that night, I felt like a damn elephant was sitting on my chest. It felt so bad. And then the 2 days later, I had to go. That's why I was saying, I know the drains can get a little like, ugh. But she was like, oh no, this is good. This is good. This is good. You want your fluid to move out. You want it to move out so it doesn't settle and start getting granulated in your body. So it's important that you get those lymphatic massages so that you can keep everything nice and soft. So yes, that's it. You know, that's my experience with it. And I have my first and only experience with plastic surgery and doing something to myself is that, and I'm 12 years in. So I mean, I don't have any issues. I had a baby after I had my surgery. I was still able to breastfeed. So it's to each his own.
Yeah. Everyone's different.
Well, that's good to know, Brennan, because I was told like when you get a boob job, it's going to be hard for you to breastfeed if you have a child. So that's
Yeah,
good to know.
I mean, I heard the same, but when I had the conversation with the midwife and then talked to a doula, and like my sister's friend is a midwife. I mean, I talked to like 12 women about it, and they were like, we've had ours done and it's fine. So I think it just depends on how the doctor does it. If he's placing it just, on top of the chest wall, but not really burying it under the muscle, then I think that's when you start running into some difficulties in the way things are cut, because they can do them all kinds of ways. I mean, one of my friends, she told me she went to Dominican Republic to get hers done, and they put in her implants through her belly button, honey, so she didn't have no scar. They just went in, took a little tube, went in there, and then inflated it. And then they sent her home. I was like, oh my goodness.
I heard of that too. And I was just in shock. Like, how is that easier than just,
I don't know. And then they can do your armpit. They say that's a good one. But for me, that wouldn't work for me, because even before anything was happening, like really sometimes my lymph nodes get kind of swollen and irritated. I don't know why, but they do. But I didn't want to have anything that I thought was going to add to that soreness. And then I didn't need the option of having a breast lift at the time. So I didn't have to worry about that lollipop looking scar. And I also did not want long incisions like along the breast line, because I'm like, I like to wear bathing suits, and you know, sometimes you get like boob cleavage, and I didn't want that to, you see these scars. So my surgeon, who was a female, she went around the areola and made the incision, and then she placed it under the muscle and then inflated it, and then I was ready to go. She did a great job.
And you went out of state?
Yeah, it was when I was living in Virginia at the time.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Interesting. Wow. This is interesting.
Okay. This is very interesting. Well, guys, you know, we're at like 36 minutes. You know, we've been for a while. So I guess, does anybody else have anything to say about, you know, plastic surgery, lipo, anything before we wrap this up? Yes, no?
No, I think I asked I think I asked a lot of questions. It's kind of
Okay.
scary though when you think about it. Like,
It
it
is.
sounds all easy, like, oh, you'll be asleep, you go and you're good, and you wake up and you're out of there. But you really do have to think about, you know, just
Yeah.
all the risks, because everybody's different.
Exactly. And do your research. That's what Dominique was saying. You know, you must do your research. And I know for a fact Dominique been doing research for probably like 2 years.
Yeah.
Maybe longer than that. She's been talking about this for a while.
She got a file folder full of
I told her
documents.
Exactly.
about it. She know about it. I mean,
Mhm.
so
Yeah, because she's serious about getting it.
if I do, I'm gonna do it in the winter.
That's the best time. It's the best time.
Yeah.
It's the best time because you can cover up your bundles with everything, your faja with everything, because it's going to be cold anyway. But this is the other thing I was going to ask. You said, did anyone have anything else to add? Like, how do y'all feel about this whole thing about people feeling it necessary to go out and get veneers and have these perfectly chiclet shaped teeth? Are you like, it doesn't really bother me, I don't care? Are you like, why do you need to do that to yourself? Or are you like, I mean, hey, if that's what you want to do, then spend that $30,000 on getting
That's
them.
me. If that's what you want to do, go ahead and do it. You know.
I'm like, if you got the money, and even as far as surgery, you have the money. People have to do what makes them feel good.
Yes.
You know, it's not about what I think or whatever. Listen, I just say do it for you. But you know, if you want to go and have your ass done or have your titties done, and you have the money for it, that's your damn business. And go do it. You know what I'm saying, be cute, honey. Do whatever you need to do. And like you stated with these teeth, baby, these teeth be pretty, honey.
Yes, they do.
Okay.
Yes, they do.
And if I had the
Because
money,
I'm not gonna lie, if I had the money, I would have do it too. I was just about to say, if I had the money, I would do it too.
Yeah.
See, my teeth are not even. They're not. I mean, I had braces, but they're not even. They're like, I got slight imperfections, and they're starting to move a little bit, like, because I should be wearing my retainer, but I'm not making that investment yet. Again, I'm gonna either get the retainer or the night guard, and that's it. It is what it is.
Someone said breast lift sounds like the type of surgery I would get. Yes, me too. Yes, me too. I want to reduce, though. I want a reduction.
I've seen some really, 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 really nice afters of women that have gotten the breast reductions and gotten the lift. And the scar isn't what it looked like, you know, not even 5 years ago. So, you know, if that's something that you want to do as well, that's always an option. I know it's not Dr. Curves and it's not Dr. Miami, it's somebody else, but he advertises his invisible breast lift. And then he always says he does a little bit of lipo in like the ab area and the bra line, those rolls you kind of get in your back for no reason. And then he takes that tissue and he inserts it into the breasts to give it the volume of it being like an implant, but it's just the fat that is reinserted, just like with the BBL.
Right.
Wow, he's onto something.
Yeah, yes.
Hmm.
And I think getting the fat removed from other places and putting it into your butt is actually, I mean, I think that's a good, you know, it's better than butt shots to me.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I agree.
You know, everybody don't have the fat too, though. So you got to think about that too.
Yeah, well, I guess that's why a lot of people they're told they got to eat their way to get there, you know. And if you got to eat your way to get there so that you can get it sucked out, then that's great. But just like you said, Dominique, we're not putting silicone and cement in our butt only to have it, you know, dug out at some point later because it's migrating and shifting, and body is not reacting to it as well.
Yeah.
True that.
It's true. All right, ladies. So do we have anything else?
No, I just say that, you know, if you want to do surgery, it's all up to you. Don't let people scare you. You live one life. If you feel like you want it, just either it's for your appearance or whatever the reason may be, just, you know, do your research. Make sure that you go to one of the best doctors to get it done.
Okay.
Definitely.
I agree with you, Dominique. Well, we're going to wrap this up. But before we wrap this up, yesterday, not trying to put her on the spot, was somebody's birthday. And since we're live, you know, we want to say happy birthday to T.
Happy
Everybody in the
birthday,
comments, right? Happy
Thank
birthday. Show her some
you.
love. You know,
Thank
we love her. We appreciate her, you know. So now that we're on live, I just want to give her birthday shout out from the Real Chill Conversation. So
Shout out
you.
to the
happy birthday,
Virgos.
T.
Hey.
Yes,
Thank
it's Virgo
Hey.
season. Yes, it's Virgo season. Happy birthday to all the Virgos, by the way.
Yeah.
All right,
So enjoy
y'all.
y'all season.
We'll see y'all next
So
Friday.
see you guys
Bye.
next Friday.